Our coverage begins in the nation's capital, Abuja, where ahead of his proposed trip to attend the G-20 summit in India, President Bola Tinubu met briefly with the nation's service chiefs, where he received briefings regarding the operations. The meeting, which is a routine affair at the presidential villa Abuja, had in attendance the Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Taurid Lagbaja, his Navy counterpart, Admiral Emmanuel Ogala, and Chief of Air Staff, Air Marshal Hassan Abubakar. The meeting, which is held behind closed doors, usually feeds the president on the general security situation in the country, including a review of areas where the service chiefs need to double efforts, as well as tie loose ends and close gaps. To help better understand the essence of this security meeting and more, we are joined by retired Colonel Yomi, a security expert. Thank you very much for giving us your time. The president, as we've just reported, met with the nation's service chiefs ahead of his visit to the G-20 summit in India. This seems to be the first time he'll be meeting before embarking on a trip. What do you think prompted the meeting? Is it routine or it was mandatory?
Yeah, Felicity, thank you for having me on board. I listened while you were introducing, and you said it was a routine meeting. And I want to believe that it's a routine meeting. It shows leadership because that is the way to go. The president has to, as a commander-in-chief, has to, from time to time, have meetings with his service chiefs. And it shouldn't be through proxies. He should be able to talk to them directly and feel them, And at this point in time, and especially with the happenings, security situation globally and especially in Africa, so there's need for him to have a meeting with them, and. I think it's just a routine meeting, and that there's no cause for alarm, and that is the way it should be. So he needs to talk to them one-on-one. He needs to get, and that will also, help motivate the service chiefs themselves. They will be able to communicate and see their commander-in-chief face to face, and if there are issues that need to be discussed.
Yes, indeed. There are many issues that need to be discussed, and there is one that's on most people's mind, aside the security situation in Nigeria, which we'll try and get your view on. The president is actively involved in the restoration of democratic governance in neighboring Niger in his capacity as ECOWAS chairman. Do you think maybe the meeting has anything to do with the recent military takeover in Niger and Gabon?
Well, a lot of conspiracy theories, but it will not be out of place if they touch on matters concerning the military the coups in Gabon and Niger, because it's not a good development for democracy, and as much as possible, the president has to be on top of his game. He has to. The service chiefs are his appointees, and he has to, see them, look at them face to face, and then discuss issues, and get reassurance that there's no cause for alarm. I believe that's one of the reasons why they need to talk.
Aside
that, meetings with service chiefs should be something that should not be difficult to come by. The president must ensure that these things they're able to talk almost on a regular basis.
The service chiefs are quite new, actually, and it will be a bit too early to begin to say let's assess their performance. But based on what you've seen so far, are there any significant impact from them in nipping the insecurity experienced across the country?
Well, I believe, yes, there has been some impact, especially even across the board. You can see what the Navy the Navy is doing in the along the coast. You can see what they're doing. They've made a lot of arrests. They're fighting bunkering, and then that's for the Navy, and then the Army too. You can see the Chief of Army Staff. He has given a marching order to his commanders, and then even he himself has moved to the theater of operation. I think these are signs that they all mean business, and the same thing with the Air Force too. So I'm sure that this new breeds, new bloods, they are going to re-strategize and rejig the whole security infrastructure. And
for someone with your level of experience to express optimism, that means there will be some hope in the coming days that the security situation will be much better. Thank you very much, Colonel Dari, for speaking with us.
Absolutely. Thanks so much for having me on board. Thank you.